It's January 21. Oh, it's my brother's birthday. Wow. That was a thought that it was kind of a blast from the past. Okay, here we are again. What is everybody doing? What are we doing? What are we doing, man? Linty London, Analog Synth Player, Sunsets. Another channel for Analog Synth Player, I guess. Geo Factor 3 and Andrew Cruz and Silent Walk. Hello, Sherry Hughes. Thank you very much. Very, very much. Barb in Ohio, Scott Mallory, Donna Davidson, The Hypocrites Matrix, Ray Clay. I'm a Skeptic. T. Port Angeles. Haven't seen you in a while. Hi. Mike Scott Carpenter. Hello. And let's see, who else? Ezra, hello. And Wonder Why. Trace. Hi. 5:30. Aztec Warrior. Laura Larson. Patricia White. Rage Against the Machine. Hypocrites Matrix. Okay, too. You're having issues with your sexuality again. Too bad for you. T. Lamb. Grazie is what you want. Super Painting 62. So we're just going to get right into it. Guess we'll start with what we usually start with. Our weather, but planes crashing. Small plane has crashed, temporarily shutting down the runway in Little Rock, Arkansas. I tried to find more information about this, but I got raw alerts 2 minutes after they posted this. So, yeah, small planes going down everywhere. Unbelievable, right? Dozens of East Hartford families are relocated from their apartments due to lack of heat. What's going on? We can't seem to keep buildings heated. Senior centers, assisted living centers, buildings, apartment complexes.
Yeah, so Mike and Keisha, tonight people were scrambling to pack up, some waiting hours to find out where they could go since they can't stay here.
It's been cold. It's been cold trying to reach out to the landlord, the town, and stuff like that.
People who live in the Chapman Arms apartments in East Hartford are frustrated because they say they've been without heat since the beginning of this cold week.
When I'm sleeping, I have to, at times, bundle up with a lot of blankets.
The mayor's office says it was not until this morning that a tenant called to alert the town to the situation in the complex on Chapman Street.
It's crazy because at a certain point, I guess your body gets used to it, and I didn't really, I knew, but I was like, okay, maybe at one point it was just going to kick on again.
After inspections, the town says it gave the landlord, Stratus Equities, until 3 this afternoon to fix the boiler. In a statement, the mayor wrote in part, Stratus Equities did not meet the timeline. Therefore, the town made the necessary decision to step in and take care of our residents. Placards went up on 4 buildings, and people in 62 units needed to pack up and then be relocated to local hotels.
I'm frustrated with a lot of stuff in this building already, but it is what it is. At least they're giving me a hotel to stay at and stuff like that.
It's just ridiculous, and I just hope that now that they can better the situation and put us in a better housing.
Pack up and leave. Wow. Government sure does protect their constituents, right? Car falls into sinkhole at Vancouver intersection. This is pretty intense.
Saturday morning, water rushed through an intersection in Vancouver, Washington.
We seen there was water on the road, and we're like, what's this?
Caitlin Bicknell and her boyfriend drove through the water. She couldn't have guessed what would happen next.
As soon as we took the corner, it just was like a roller coaster. It immediately, front end went down.
Their Jeep fell into a sinkhole.
Yeah, I'm trying to understand, did this just happen? Is this real life?
Bicknell says her boyfriend was composed and tried to help her out of the car.
I was panicking. During that time, my boyfriend, he was very calm and was rolling down the windows, telling me what to do, go out through the window.
The car quickly filled with water.
Slowly sinking down and filling with water, just like the movie, so you could see literally the floorboard just flood.
Bicknell and her boyfriend escaped, her out the door and him out the window. But the Jeep was stuck at an angle, hinging on the hole in the middle of the street.
I mean, that's like what one of the cops said to me. He's like, I've never seen this before. And everybody was in awe.
Patrick Gaines lives down the street. He saw the water on the road and the emergency lights.
I thought, oh, okay, it possibly is a car accident. And as I got closer, I'm like, wait, no, that's a car that's in a hole.
It doesn't feel real.
Vancouver police say a water main broke and caused the sinkhole to form just after 1 a.m. Fortunately, Bicknell walked away with just a few bruises. Her boyfriend wasn't injured.
So I'm very thankful it happened to us and not an older person.
Now, sinkhole crisis all over. What causes sinkholes? What causes sinkholes? Water main breaks? How about those extremely low frequencies that seem to be blasting away in Washington, Vancouver? Oh, okay. What's the mysterious sound in Tampa Bay? Yeah.
And there's this mysterious sound in Tampa that has, well, it's resurfaced. Neighbors say that this nighttime bass sound that they're hearing is back. Some suspect it to be just a loud party. One scientist actually believes it could be the sound of fish mating in the bay. It's caused such a disruption, some residents are now raising money to try and figure out what it is.
Oh, God. Fish mating in the bay. Why are they just hearing it now? Don't fish mate regularly or take it in. Take it in. The masses, take it in. American public, take it in, Floridians.
Let's go to Fox 13's Jordan Bowen live for us in South Tampa tonight. Hi there, Jordan. I know we talked about this many months ago. No real end to this mystery here, but it's back on the burner, I guess. How are they putting scientists' theory to the test with this news?
Well, Mark, residents say that not knowing is what is so frustrating here. Is this a human-caused sound? Is it nature? It's caused such a stir, residents are now raising money to bring a scientist out here to pay him to install underwater microphones to finally get to the bottom of this and hopefully ease some neighborhood concerns. This is the sound of black drumfish mating. It's the same sound Sarah Healy says she heard inside her South Tampa home Saturday night.
That's exactly what I heard. Identical in tone and rhythm.
The sound has been plaguing residents across South Tampa since 2021, but still no one has been able to confirm what it is. That's when we spoke with scientist Dr. James Locasio with Moat Marine, who explained it could be the sound of black drumfish mating, which are in their mating season right now.
It's a low frequency sound, and so they travel much better. They go further distances, and they go through dissimilar media more efficiently.
As Dr.
If that was the noise of fish mating, that would have been a noise that people hear a lot. Not just since 2021. Right? Oh, okay. Pipe breaks and misinformation lead to low water pressure. Misinformation? What?
Manager Ted Hennepin is asking Jackson to have patience as crews work to fix the issues with the water system in the city. He says Jackson's water system had significant pipe breaks as everything began to thaw yesterday afternoon. And then after being below freezing for so long of an area, because of this, a boil water notice has been issued for 12,000 Jackson customers, and that's mostly impacting people living in Southwest Jackson. Hennepin tells us 14 crews were out yesterday and are out today repairing breaks around the area.
We aren't sure where they are and what they are. Accounting for maybe another couple million gallons a day worth of capacity out of the plant. And those leaks continue. We're searching for those with our crews and consultants and contractors today. Hopefully find those and fix them when we find them. As we were working yesterday, we noticed as we entered the late afternoon that we still had an elevated demand.
Jackson Water.
Oh boy. And how is that water in Jackson? It was toxic. Did they ever fix that for you folks? But look at this. This is very unusual, isn't it? You guys in the UK? Storm Isha. Tornado warning confirmed for UK. What? You can have strong twisters? I didn't know that tornadoes were kind of a part of your weather in the UK, but with weather modification, they can bring it on anywhere. Anywhere. I will put the link in the chat for any of you in the UK that are concerned. There you go. So, and here, listen to this man who's actually speaking logic.
What a brilliant idea! What do you mean just stop oil? All your stuff is made out of oil, you idiots. Your clothes, these jackets, they're all made out of oil. What the hell are you doing here, making a nuisance of yourselves? It's a joke! What a joke! What are you doing here? Get out the road, you're wasting everybody's time and petrol. All these guys, their engines are running all the time, wasting more bloody oil, you nutters. What is this made out of? What are your clothes made out of? How did your clothes get here? They got here by oil. What are you doing? This makes no sense at all. Just stop oil. You haven't thought about this. If you want to stop oil, you need to stay at home and go and live in a forest. Brilliant.
Okay. Alrighty. Did I not hit enter? And of course now it's not going to go through. Alright. Delete. Let's try it again. Maybe it's too long for that UK tornado article. I'll try it again. Yeah, it's too long. Sorry guys. Check out your local meteorologist for tornado news in the UK, and I would like to thank my subscriber who sent that along. But yes, virtually everything is made out of oil. Censorship has returned. When did conversations on the weather become a sensitive subject? So I received the link to a tweet from a subscriber who lives in Prague, but he was in Germany, and he was the tweet was the skies in Germany, and he got the same thing. The following media includes potentially sensitive content. This is new for Twitter, and I will tell you, they're going to come down hard. Censorship on climate change, because you can't have people like that man talking basic logic to people who are so indoctrinated with lies. You got to keep the lies going. So yeah, it's coming. Censorship. And here, this man here, ZX is coming.
Come on, people. Seriously, come on. What are we doing here? Hey? What are we doing? Hey? Is this normal, is it? Hey? Seriously, come. Let's have a look. What's going on? What are we doing? Hey? What are we doing? You're all just going to pretend that's normal? Sure? Yeah, that's normal, all right, that's all right. Don't worry, they're just spraying stuff in the sky and it's all right. Come on. Wakey, wakey, please.
Yeah. Now listen to this.
One of my clients, one of my patients, is a producer in Hollywood.
kriegte vor 2 Jahren einen Auftrag von Disney.
2 years ago, he received a task from Disney.
Alle alten Disney-Movies zu überarbeiten.
To go over and edit all the old Disney movies.
In den Himmel diese Streifen einzubauen.
To put into the scenes of the sky these stripes.
So, when people see a Disney movie
also wenn dann die Leute einen Disney-Film schauen heutzutage.
Und sagen, well, Klinghardt, du sagst Klinghardt, dass diese Streifenbildung erst in den letzten Jahren so schlimm geworden ist.
And then, for example, people say today, well, Klinghardt, you're talking about these stripes being formed on the sky today, only as of late.
Dann sagen sie, hier ist ein Film von 1954, guck dir den Himmel an.
Then they will say,
der hat die gleichen Streifen drin.
Look at this movie here from 1954. There are the same stripes at the sky.
Die Streifen sind ein natürliches Phänomen.
That then convince people that the stripes are a natural phenomenon.
Mein Patient hatte für $60 Millionen bekommen.
My patient received for this job $60 million.
Wow. Wow. Virtually every old movie has been edited to make it look like the skies of today. And this, stripes in the sky. Perfectly normal. This was going on forever. Look at old movies. I just saw this. Apply for a lump sum payment to leave or retire from farming. Wow. Check if you're eligible for the lump sum exit scheme. What you need to know. Rural Payments Agency, Department for Environment, Food, and Rural Affairs. And an article, English farmers to be paid up to £100,000 to retire. They sure do want to get rid of the farmer, the local farmers, and just have Bill Gates make all of you. Oh, look who's here.
Bill Gates and other investors are betting Kadama Systems can reduce carbon dioxide in the air by chopping down and burying trees, which has raised $6.6 million in seed funding from Bill Gates' Breakthrough Energy and others. Scientists say burying trees can reduce global warming as well. I don't know where they're finding these scientists, by the way. To help address the problem, the U.S. Forest Services aims to thin out 70 million acres of western forests, mostly in California, over the next decade, extracting more than 1 billion tons of bone-dried biomass. Normally, when you cut down trees, when you're a lumberjack, when you have a lumber company, you're selling the lumber to build houses, people buying from Home Depot or whatever. They're arguing that they want to, rather than sell the timber, take all that wood and just bury it, because they're saying that that is a better solution. And so, in other words, this is a business because they're getting money to create carbon offsets. And this is what Bill Gates is financing.
Now, trees soak up the CO2 in the atmosphere. And, well, trees actually allow us to breathe. And trees emit negative ions that make us feel good. But chop them down and bury them, because that's going to offset global warming? And people buy this horseshit? That's what's scary. And what's happening in Italy?
C'è speziale? Країня. Галесен не сиски мама ищета.
Отрова, кое-что специально.
Oh, life is just a bowl of cherries. Never Nikki is basically saying she wants us all to work until we die. Yeah.
Shit's getting weird. Part infinity.
In 15 seconds, should voters in their 20s plan on having to work until they're 70?
They should plan on their retirement age being increased, yes. We're going to change it to reflect more of what life expectancy should be.
Excuse me? You want people to work until they die? That's basically what you're saying. You're running for president? You already lost. You ain't reading the room, girl. You already lost. It is over before it even started for you. It's done so. It's done so. Why would anyone want to vote for you? Republican or Democrat? It's over. I don't even want to hear anything else you have to say. You want to raise? You fucking tripping.
You ain't reading the room, girl.
Shit's getting weird.
Okay, well, there's a lot. Nikki Haley, Miss Warmongerer, Nikki Haley, who actually wants everyone to have a government ID to get on the internet. You ain't reading the room. Oh, but Trump is. All right, just a few minutes of Whitney Webb.
Her Bitcoin warning.
What should particularly concern us now is how these agencies, entities, and public-private partnerships plan to manufacture consent for their policies. As things stand right now, a lot of the policies dreamt up by these groups that I've just described, I would hope, would be rejected by the vast majority of Americans. That is, of course, unless the right crisis were to come along and suddenly make most Americans extremely concerned and fearful of cybercrime. While warnings of a so-called cyber pandemic floated around in 2021 as a series of high-profile and highly publicized ransomware attacks took place, we haven't heard as much since. But now, with the last global crisis, COVID-19, officially over, according to the US government and the World Health Organization, some are raising the alarm that a new global crisis is soon to make a dramatic appearance. Given what I've been saying, let's check in with the World Economic Forum and see what they think the next global crisis will be. Well, in January of this year, Jeremy Jurgens, number 2 at the WEF after Klaus Schwab, asserted that a, quote, catastrophic mutating event will strike the world in 2 years. What a confident prediction. So what is this catastrophic mutating event that will strike the world before 2025? If you guessed a, quote, global catastrophic cyber event, you win. At a presentation at this year's Davos, Jurgens claimed that 93% of cyber leaders and 86% of cyber business leaders believe that the geopolitical instability makes a catastrophic cyber event inevitable before 2025. Joining Jurgens in fear-mongering over a cyber doomsday was Jürgen Stock, the head of Interpol, one of the most influential members of WEFPAC. I should also add that the United Nations, which as I mentioned earlier, is currently making its new cybercrime treaty, has named Interpol as uniquely positioned to be the implementing partner of a number of the 2030 Sustainable Development Goals, specifically when it comes to disrupting financial streams of terrorists, securing cyberspace, and curbing illicit markets. Juergensen Stock's comments about a catastrophic cyber attack before 2025 spawned hysterical mainstream media headlines warning of cyber apocalypse 2023. That same month, Newsweek's print edition featured an ominous hacker on the cover with the words, "Hack attack, how cyber criminals outwit all efforts to stop them." Many of the experts quoted in the Hack Attack article work for companies that are WEFPAC members.
All right, link is in the chat. You can check out the full short video, though I think people think short is about a minute. Unfortunately, we don't have great attention span anymore. It's 14 minutes. You might want to watch it because this is coming up and a whole lot of us are just not positioned for safety should that take place. Owners of unfinished homes. What? Yeah, I'm sorry. I've been saying for the entire time that I have been posting, Americans, they're part of the evil that is destroying us. Oh, God, I can't stand you. Unsubscribe. You're always talking bad about America. Americans are good people. No, they're not. On the whole, I don't know you. Maybe you're good.
Large amounts of money for goods and services takes trust. Trust that you're getting what you paid for. Trust that you're going to get, well, anything. Our Marshall Zellinger spoke with families who were in the market for home remodels, now have a financial mess on their hands, but put together, they may have something more.
Look at the size of this door. It didn't fit, so they cut the bottom off on the door.
The funhouse door is not even the worst part of this Denver home remodel.
I can show you the shabby work that they did and didn't do downstairs. We're supposed to have a tankless water heater, but this is our old water heater that was in the house prior to us leaving. They left spackling on the wall. They're live wires. Everything's live wire in here. They just left it like this.
Kevin and Noelle Collins hired a contractor to update their home built in 1951. They expected upgrades like this.
With an island that ran off the wall, and they came to about here.
And came home to this.
I think there was no intention from day one to do our house.
Their emotions are about the hottest thing in this home.
We are at 32 degrees.
No heat, no remodel, no refund of the money they've paid to the contractor.
We are out $260 plus our current expenses.
We wish we weren't out the $14,500, but we've started to make peace with that. And the further we've come in this process, we're understanding that we probably got off lucky.
Patty Klingenberg just wanted a basement expansion.
So down where that wall is, up to the corner of this wall, was supposed to be pushed out to match the rest of the basement and create more room for our child's play place.
This play place does not have any added play space. Patty and her husband had concerns about the design.
We walked it with measuring tape, my husband and I, and the walls just didn't match. And that raised some concerns for us. And we asked him to revise the plans. He did. They still didn't match up.
What Patty and the Collinses have in common is their contractor.
Schwab Builders.
Schwab Builders.
Schwab Builders is run by Sean Schwab, who hung up when I called him twice today.
In spite of us asking weekly, where do we stand with the project? Where do we stand with the project? Suddenly it was radio silence.
Patty in Jefferson County and the Collinses in Denver are not alone. We found a court case in Arapahoe County where a homeowner paid Schwab Builders $48,000 for a job that was never completed, and a judge awarded the homeowner $146,000, 3 times the amount plus attorney fees.
We moved in nonetheless. Once we moved in, a day later, I just realized they're not coming back.
You heard Kevin correctly.
Yeah, they just left it like this.
Despite the exposed wires, the unfinished everything.
I was stubborn and I wanted to try my shower, so I used it once or twice and it sprayed everywhere.
They moved back in October when their apartment lease expired. They expected work to finish around them. Then they moved out when they were told the home was too dangerous.
This house has been deemed uninhabitable and unsafe to live in due to the electrical work that was done and the structural work that was done.
That should have been done.
That should have been done.
We would love to have a portion of our money back, whatever is fairly owed to us. We're not trying to get everything back if that's not what is fair, but to this point, we haven't been shown any accounting of where our money has gone or what it's being used for.
Wow. The chaos we cause to one another. And truckers are going missing. Now, I'm going to just play a few minutes of this. The link is in the chat. What is going on with truckers that seem to be going missing, found dead. What's going on?
And I want to give you the specifics of each of the stories, but I want you, while you're listening, to be thinking, what should you have done if this was possibly you? And what was the possible reason that these truckers both met their demise? When you listen to both of these stories, I have a certain mindset about this kind of stuff, and I want to see what you guys think, because some of you travel all the time anyway, so this could be you. The first missing trucker we're going to talk about is a guy that was going to Smithfield Foods in Perryville, Maryland, to pick up a load of reefer food out of the Smithfield Food Distribution Center there.
So you can see his picture up here. His name was Jason Pearson. He was 42 years old, and he was driving for Prime Inc.
Now, what's crazy about this one is he had pulled into Smithfield Foods there, dropped his trailer at the door.
So he went missing, and you can see where they found him up here in the map. He was actually found out in a wooded area, so away from the actual place the tractor was parked at, but he was found a little bit in a wooded area, and the only reason he was found, another trucker had stopped to go to the bathroom and came across his body.
That's where they found it. They had all his stuff in the tractor, his phone, his wallet, everything was in the tractor. Now, this is not an unpopular opinion. It's just there's only a few options for this. Nobody saw him leave the plant, the Smithfield Foods plant. Nobody saw him leave. I don't know, because they don't make it clear on the article, which is linked in the description of the video. So his wife began calling and texting him. She was getting no response. And
then she called the trucking company. They got no response. He was found in the woods. Are people having, that SIDS except for adults? The other trucker found in his truck dead. So, a whole lot of people are actually dying. Just announced the Black National Anthem will be sung at the Super Bowl. Okay, here. I pay my taxes in Little Rock, Arkansas, not in Tel Aviv.
When it comes to my politics. And this newspaper certainly does not take orders from the state of Arkansas. We're independent, and we're going to do what we think is right. And when they say, well, we're going to use our economic clout to coerce you, I remind them that I pay my taxes in Little Rock, Arkansas, not in Tel Aviv or Jerusalem. And they don't need to be carrying on some sort of campaign to support the foreign policy of a foreign government and punish me with my own state government, my own tax money. My name is Alan Leverett. I'm publisher of the Arkansas Times Magazine in Little Rock, Arkansas. We're a small rural state in the center of the country in the South. And I've been doing this for 50 years now. We started in 1974. And several years ago, we started getting letters from the state when we would get advertising from the state, and they would say, please sign this pledge not to boycott Israel. And we'd never heard of such a thing, and we didn't sign it. We don't take political positions in return for advertising, particularly from the state. So we just ignored these as long as we could. And so he canceled our contracts, and so we sued him. We sued the state.
Yeah, it's very frustrating that, you get these videos and they just stop. I wanted to know what happened with him suing the state. And yes, I could have done the research to find out, but you know what? I'm really tired now. But let's just go back in time when the measles were fun for kids to get.
Hi. Peter. What are you doing home from school?
They sent me home. Measles.
It's either measles or a strange case of red freckles.
You have got a temperature.
They told me 101.1. What's the record?
Never mind.
Oh, are you sure it's the measles?
Well, he certainly got all the symptoms. A slight temperature, a lot of dots, and a great big smile.
A great big smile.
No school for a few days.
Say hello to my dotted son for me. Tell him I'll bring him some comic books and I'll see you later, dear.
Okay, honey, bye.
Boy, this is the life, isn't it? Yeah. If you have to get sick, you sure can't beat the measles. That's right. No medicine.
Inside or out? Like shots, I mean.
Don't even mention shots. Yeah.
Measles, measles, measles. Well, all the kids have now had the measles.
So have I.
Well, I had them years ago. Looks like the Bradys are finished with the measles.
Hold it. You're not through yet.
Alice, don't tell me you're coming down with the measles.
Oh, I hope so. I'd hate to think I was just learning how to blush at my age.
Now it's deadly. Now it's deadly. And yeah, let's go back just a couple of years ago in Australia. Listen to this woman.
To everybody that's lying on the beach, please remember, you are in breach of the public health order if you are not wearing your mask. Please put your mask on, otherwise fines will apply.
Keep going. Thousands of anti-lockdown activists gathered first at the Shrine of Remembrance, where the unmasked were forced to cover up. Police describe Strike Force Raptor as proactive.
Now these knees. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
A specialised squad that targets the criminal activity of outlaw bikie gangs. But on this day in September, they were cracking down on offending of a different kind. A group of men who were not wearing face masks.
They didn't do anything, they just didn't have a mask on.
Also today, Mask Madness, a dramatic takedown in response to non-compliance in Castle Hill. The protest has now been going on for 2.5 hours. Police are losing their patience. As you can see, they're trying to disperse the crowd. At the top of their lungs, protesters continue to yell the word freedom!
Thank you for complying, and thank you for helping us to keep the LGA safe.
Again though, I would encourage Victorians where you cannot social distance and you are in proximity to other people to please wear a mask.
It's coming back. Oh, don't think we're over it. And actually, this is very funny.
Are you sick, ma'am? Are you wearing that for safety or just to let everybody know who you're voting for? I think she's laughing, I can't tell. That's awesome. Thank you for coming despite your, everything about you. Are you sick, man?
Oh boy, yes. So, I was watching this video and I thought to myself, kids today, they only know how to destroy, and it could very well be that it's because their creativity has already been destroyed in schools by teachers. I guess they just love watching things burn up. Destruction, destruction, destruction. Well, let's go to migrants, okay? Let's do it, because this and the next video, listen up.
By the way, if you are smart enough, you will know who I am. But you are really not smart enough to know who I am. But soon you're gonna know who I am. Very easy.
Wow, very easy. The entitled.
Did you hear in the very beginning? Because it's so low on my end, I don't even know if you can hear the videos.
By the way, if you are smart enough, you will know who I am. But you are really not smart enough to know who I am. But soon you're gonna know who I am.
So, this guy who just crossed the border illegally is saying, you're not smart enough to know who I am, but soon enough, you will know who I am.
Wow, very easy. The entitlement.
No, believe me, I'm much better than that.
The entitlement, guys. Wow.
You will see soon. By the way, if you are smart.
You're not smart enough to know who I am, but soon enough you will know who I am. Geez, I wonder what he means. And this in Britain. Oh, wow. I will put the link in. I'm going to jump forward because it's a 15-minute video. But wow. Wow. Wow.
The Chinese Jeffries have a go?
Oh yeah, of course we've got the Chinese here.
Do you need to, I will see, because we're here for Chinese TV as well.
Oh yeah.
If you've not seen this man, he plays in a public space in a mall. He's a very good pianist, and so he has a YouTube channel. He posts the videos. So here we go.
Did you film us, all of us, in your cameras?
I don't know. Are we allowed?
No.
We're not allowed.
Yeah. So
we're not allowed.
You're not allowed because we're for Chinese TV.
Oh, okay.
This is non-disclosable.
It's not disco.
Yeah, not disclosable.
It's no disco.
It's not disclosable.
It's not disclosable.
Yeah.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So did you film the part that
So we get in trouble with the Chinese government.
Maybe not. I don't know. But he said you're from Japanese.
No, they'll put you in prison, mate.
So just say that according to the Chinese law, we're not allowed to film you. Is that right?
So basically, we will much appreciate it when you are whatever you're doing that you don't put our face on TV.
Yes.
Okay. So what will happen if
just don't do it, please. I will really appreciate that. We just very sensitive about this issue. I'm really sorry, but we love your music. We would want to stay here for a lot longer.
I mean, the only thing is, it's just like there's other people filming as well.
And that's absolutely fine. That's the other people's business. They can make their own decision. That's absolutely fine.
So how come Sarah? The only issue
it's just not us, please. Just not us.
No, but what I'm saying is there's other people filming you as well.
Oh no! It's just make sure that we are very secure in the reason that we don't want our voice or picture being filmed, and then that's just the relationship between you and me, and us, basically.
What relationship?
Just now, we are very. So I'm gonna repeat that. Yeah. All of us, we cannot share our images online.
Right.
Yeah, there's no reason. That's our choice. That's our right.
Oh, so it's not a legal thing?
It is a legal thing because this is our right. We're protecting, and we don't want our voice or images to be revealed online. I'm really appreciating it. This is not your fault, obviously, and this is not our fault, obviously. That we have our own agreement with other people that we cannot be shown online. Okay. Yeah, so sorry about this.
So who's allowed to record you then?
Just making sure you're not recording us, yeah? Because if you are recording us, that when we are saying this, you're still recording, and then we will put a legal action into it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we will put a legal action into it.
For what?
We will. I'm
action
sorry, this is the end of the conversation. This is our right we're protecting, and that's it.
But what right? I don't understand.
Image right.
Image right?
Yeah, we're not sharing this image right.
Are you from China?
That's not a question. The only thing we are arguing is that we are protecting our own image right. You're not sharing.
But we're in public.
Yeah, exactly. No sharing.
So we're not allowed
to
share?
No sharing. Yes, no sharing us. Share yourself, that's fine. No sharing us.
Okay.
No sharing.
please share me?
Oh,
Yes.
yeah. So,
And if one
but
day,
you see,
like,
the thing is, we're in a
I'm
free,
really sorry, we're on a schedule
but,
here.
So
That-
me too, but we're in a free country, mate.
That's true.
We're
You are
not
in
in
a free
communist
country.
China now, you know.
Oh, I'm sorry. This is racist now. We have to.
No, we're not in communist China. We're in a free country.
I'm sorry, just leave it out, Brendan. This is
we're in a free country, mate. We
Leave
can
it
film
out,
where
not
we
worth
want.
it.
You can call the police if you want. I'll be quite happy to call the police, you know. But listen, we're all free here, mate.
This is free, but we don't want
When
to
you're
share
in Rome, you
images.
do as the Romans do. Sorry.
You're Roman?
Yeah, it's a saying.
Sorry. Sorry. We don't want to do it. Yeah, sorry.
You don't want to do what?
Yeah,
To share our image.
To share our image.
Well, then you've got to
online.
walk. You've got to walk away then. Because it's a public space.
Yeah, definitely. So I tell you, I just tell my choice. Yeah, we don't want to show our image.
Okay, well you've got to walk away then.
So yeah. Then, but we want to use this piano. This is a public one.
Yes.
It's a public
It's public,
one.
but you
we can use it as well. Yeah.
Yes, you can.
Yeah, definitely.
Yes, and anyone can film because in the UK it's a free country
That's
and anyone
but
can
we
film.
have image right. We have
Not in
image.
public. In
No,
China,
no.
but we're not in China.
No, I have my choice. I don't
No,
want
but
my.
we are in Britain, Great Britain. We're not in
I
China.
say I'm also British. I'm also British. Okay.
thought
I'm
you
also
said you-
British. I'm also British, but I don't want to use my image.
You've got a Chinese flag there.
It doesn't matter.
Show me the Chinese flag.
Why you're touching her? Stop touching her! Don't touch her, please.
touch the
Do
flag.
not touch her. Please, you are not the same age. Please do not touch her. Don't touch her. Please don't touch her. Please
Don't shoot him.
Yeah, don't touch her.
Don't
Don't
shoot
touch
him.
her.
What's the problem? What's the problem? Don't shoot him. Don't shoot him.
Please don't touch her. Please don't touch her.
Let's just defuse
Please
the
don't touch her.
situation.
Yeah, listen,
No,
mate,
we
listen.
love your art, we love your
No, you don't.
music,
You
but
just
we are
shouted at
trying
me.
to have
You
because
need
you're
to-
touching my friend.
I
Are
touched
you
the-
allowing her to touch you?
I touched the flag.
No.
I touched the flag.
Doesn't
mate.
matter. You are
And
approaching
also,
her with
you're
your hand.
You're getting a bit aggressive. You are.
I think we better leave this.
Listen, mate. Yeah, but
I'm sorry, you can't
I want-
touch her.
Well,
Please
you
don't touch
can't
her.
touch me.
Please don't touch her. Please don't touch her.
Oh, you wanna
Please
say-
don't reach your hand. Please say sorry to her.
Well, I want you to
Please say sorry to her.
No, we're not in
Oh,
China, mate.
that's fine. We're not talking about race. This is not a racist issue. Please
We
don't
just
call
want
us
to
we're not in
celebrate
China.
New
This is
Year.
the moment that you're trying to reach your hand, touch her without her
I'm not trying to touch.
permission.
I don't want to touch you at all.
That's good. Stay away. Don't touch her.
Well,
don't
away,
touch
and
her.
away
Stay
you
away.
go. We're in a
Stay
free
away.
country now, mate.
Stay away.
You're
Don't
not
touch her.
obviously
Don't
used to
touch her.
democracy.
Do not touch her. Do not touch her.
I'm not touching
Do not
anyone.
touch her. Do not touch her.
I don't know why
Do
you
not
get-
touch her. Do not touch her.
Do you want to keep
Do
saying
not
that?
touch her. Do not touch her. Are
I'm
you
not
miming
touching
me? Are you miming me?
Yeah, I am, yeah.
You're miming me.
I am, yeah.
You're miming me.
Yeah, I
You're
am.
miming me.
I am, yeah. What are you going to do about it?
Wait for it.
Yeah, I'm waiting for it.
What's her name?
What's my name?
Yeah.
What's your name?
What's her name? Are you trying to answer or not? Do you want to answer? If you don't want to answer, that's your right.
What's your
you don't
name?
need to answer.
Oh, is it
You don't
my
need to
right? Are you
answer.
going to tell me my rights?
No, I'm not telling you anything. I
Yes,
just
you-
want you to not reach your hand to my friend and
And
don't
I
touch
don't want
your
you to
friend.
shout, mate.
No,
I'm
that's
shouting.
fine. If you don't reach your hand, that's fine.
I'm not. Are you going to apologise? Are you in the Communist Party or something?
Stop judging. Stop judging. Why are you calling us communists? Why?
Because you've got a communist flag
We
in
got
your
the
hand.
flag of any country. Why are you discriminating a different country?
I'm not discriminating.
Why are you discriminating a different country?
Why are you getting excited?
Because you're
getting your knickers
discriminating
in
another country.
How am I discriminating?
Yeah, you're saying
Play
we're
the race
communists,
card,
we're
mate.
holding a flag.
Yeah, because you've got a communist flag in your hand.
Oh my God.
Is that not? Is that?
Please educate yourself, all
So
right?
that's
Please
not a
educate yourself.
So that's not a communist
A
flag.
country is different from the political agenda. That is not the same
Is that a
matter.
communist flag,
That's
yes
not
or
the
no?
Same, that's
So
not
it's
the same
not?
thing. Yeah, because this is a reason that he's being racist and calling us communists and all that thing, and he was trying to reach his hand to my friend. We can't protect ourselves. We have to protect ourselves. We need him to apologize for my friend.
Leave it, mate. It's great. It's very good. This is great TV. This is
Why? So he's done something wrong, and I can't.
No. We have rights. We don't want to camera us. Yeah.
That's fine.
No.
That's fine.
Then leave him alone. Go and
We
leave him alone.
can use it. Why not? It's our choice. It's
No,
our
but she's
choice.
saying we're
it's
not
our
allowed-
right.
Please
It's
phone
our
music.
right.
He was here already. Get that camera out my face. Look.
No, it's all right. We're just getting there, mate. It's
So
all right,
the
we're getting
original
there.
issue is that we were appreciating the music. We're appreciating the music, and they were filming us, and we're nicely coming here saying, "Please don't film us. Don't use the image." That's all we're trying to say. That's all we're trying to say.
It's such a shame because you played the best piano.
I know.
Yeah, we love the music too.
Well,
To it then. Leave him to it.
We love the music, definitely. but we don't want to.
Anyway,
shoot
look,
arms, yeah.
all I said was you've got a communist flag. You're telling me what to do. We're in Britain now.
We are not telling you what to do. We
Yes, you
say
did.
please
And
don't
you
use our images.
You asked me to apologize.
Yes, because she was trying to touch my friend.
Yeah, we just want to celebrate the New Year. It's our choice. It's our right.
If I'm reaching my hand to your friend, if I'm reaching my hand to your friend,
I tell you my right.
I'm trying to touch your friend. Will you allow it to happen?
He doesn't look like he's very aggressive.
Do you think I'm trying to touch your friend?
Come on, look at his stars. Does he look very aggressive?
Listen, don't like it. Fuck off.
You cannot say like this way. You cannot say like this way. You cannot say like this way. Who are you? Who are you? Why you say like this way? Who are you? Who are you?
So basically, they were filming, and we say we're nicely approaching them. So please use our image. Is that right thing to say?
You're in the public place.
I know, but we were walking around with saying,
If they're filming,
If we're having a police matter, you need to put that phone down. No, we're public because I'm going to record this.
Yeah, that's the thing. When we
If you're in the place, you're not allowed to speak this on your channel. Your face will be on that video.
I think it's a free speech, actually. Right, there we go. So we've got a few people from China telling us that we're not allowed to film. Listen.
And listen to what this cop says. It's amazing.
I'm so sorry. What annoyed me more, I was like, let's all celebrate the end of that piece, and before we could even clap you.
Oh, sorry, I didn't know.
She's just recording it just for fucking evidence.
Sorry, I didn't mean. I thought this was there.
That's my mate Ramin.
Sorry,
no,
sorry.
She's recording it for evidence.
I told her to get a camera out of my face.
No, she's all right. Face day. They fucking got the police over here.
Well, yeah, well, that's no way to get rid of them.
You do enjoy a scrap, don't you?
So we got the police over here. We got the Chinese Communist Party who told us not to film, and that's basically what it is. And the guy started shouting. So anyway, they got the police here. Actually, the police said, "Is anyone actually watching this?"
Yeah, they've got 780 people.
Yeah. So hold on, we got the police here. We've got the Chinese Communist Party, and let's see what's going on. I think this is very.
They'll do anything to make a program.
They came over. They came over, Jim. They came over and said you're not allowed to film us. We're in a public space, in a public piano, and they said you're not allowed to film. And they were waving Communist Party flags. And I said, oh, that's a communist flag. And they said, oh, that's racist. So what can you do? And then we've got the police here. We've got Kerry and them, and they're filming our whatever. So stay there. We'll see what happens. You're coming to the live drama at the piano. This is Dr. K versus the Communist Party, and let's see what's going on. Dear oh dear. So basically, I think they're being told that in England you're allowed to film in public, right? That we're not in China. You're allowed to film in public, and they're basically getting their knickers in a twist because we filmed them at the public piano. Basically, that's what's going on. And now we've got the police, and they've all got their communist flags waving it. So there we go. Let's just go over and see what's going on. Let's just have a look. They'll probably start shouting.
Listen.
Yeah.
Come and talk to me.
I'll talk to you. I'll talk to you, Kerry. I'll talk to you, Kerry, at the piano, man.
Yeah, but you just come and talk to me.
I'll talk to you here.
This is not to go on your channel, my love.
Well,
this is me talking to you.
Well, listen, Kerry, we're in a public space.
Listen, let me just have a conversation with you out with this doing in my face. Please.
Kerry, if you're recording
Listen, this is going on your YouTube channel. But I need to speak to you without this being on your YouTube channel.
Well, what about what? We're in a public space.
Listen, can I just have a conversation with you, please? Without your friend video.
No, because the camera never lies. Sorry.
Listen, I've got my camera on.
Okay,
and
so
we're
I've
just
got my
having a
camera.
conversation.
Let's have a conversation then.
This is going on your YouTube channel, and I don't want it to go on your YouTube
Well, don't
channel.
talk to me then, Kerry.
Listen.
She's at Kerry. We're in Britain.
Right.
We're in a public space. We've got a free country.
The first of the matter is that you're shouting communist comments at them.
No, I said you're waving a communist flag. That's all I said.
And the hands were meant to be going towards her. Were you trying to touch her in that
I was
regard?
not trying to touch her. That's why I have a camera.
Right, okay.
That's why I have a camera.
They've requested that the video where they've approached gets deleted and not used on your channel.
No, they don't
because
have
there's
that
money
right.
being made and they work for a company, then their faces can't be shown on
Well, they
TV
should
on
be.
somebody's channel.
If that's, you're not their private security agent.
I'm not their private security agent.
And we're in a free country. We're in a free space. We're not causing you trouble. The problem is not from us, Kerry. The problem is they are coming over, telling us what to do. I'm playing the piano. Now, fair is fair, but you are not their private security guards.
I never said I was, and I'm having a conversation with you.
And we're in a free space, in a free country. I'm not causing any trouble.
There's an allegation being made, and that's why I'm
What's the allegation? Now, you told me to stop filming, and now you say there's an allegation. The camera never lies.
The allegation.
That's why I filmed. You told me to turn off my camera, and now you're saying I've got an allegation. What's the allegation?
The reason why I'm asking you not to film it is because I know that you are putting this on your YouTube.
Doesn't matter where it goes. We're in a free country. Sorry, we're in a democracy. We're not in China, and that's not racist. That's the truth. That's what our forefathers fought for.
Exactly, but you can't say things like that either. You can't just say things
Say
like
what?
that.
That we're in a free country.
No, that we're not in China. We've got
Well, we're
Chinese
not.
people, for example.
Well, they came. Listen, Kerry. If I was over in China and I started laying the law down to Chinese people at the piano, telling them what they cannot do, do you think that's appropriate? They came over here. The guy started shouting at me, and he said, "You're not allowed to film. You're not allowed." And I said, "Sorry, we're in Britain. I'm allowed to play." And I said, "You're waving a communist flag." And then he said, "You're racist." So if I've done anything wrong, tell me. Right? Okay. We're in a free. This is a free speech issue. I'm sorry. This is a free speech issue. I'm not causing any trouble. They are the ones making a fuss, and they shouldn't get the police as their private security. I think it's a disgrace.
Nobody said that, have they? Who said that?
And on top of that, Kerry, you told me to stop filming, and then you said there's an allegation. Now, if I didn't have my camera, how would I prove my innocence? You know what? I know they are causing the fuss. I am not causing the fuss. I'm just standing up for myself, right?
There's a fuss being caused, and I've come up to deal with it.
Oh no! Listen, Kerry.
Listen, you can't say that.
What? They're from China. They're waving from
China.
Yeah, they've got a communist.
Did he say anything wrong? No. And she's telling him, you can't say that.
Well, can I just say they're from China? Without the F. I'm sorry for the F word.
But you know exactly what you
listen, they are waving a communist flag, and I said, you're waving a communist flag. Is that racist? To say they've got a communist flag? Look.
Chinese New Year, winter. What TV Chinese New Year?
I know. I've got nothing. Listen, I'm just playing at the piano. They stood by the piano. I was filming, and then they started laying down the law.
You said you're from Japan.
That's why the police get paid, because it's not your job. You should listen. You should tell them.
I'm not telling them anything that you're telling me to tell them. Okay. Okay. Get on, play your piano. I'll have a discussion with them.
Tell them we're in a free country. There we go. We're in a free country. Is anyone watching this? Do you see? We've got the communists here telling me not to do. I'm just going to play some boogie woogie. Is Matty England there? Matty, we need you down at the station. Look at show them the police over there. Look, go and film them before they can motivate the whole lot.
Really buggered up. They're saying what I've just been speaking to the tuner guy who came to repair it, and he said one of the problems is people like you bash it so hard.
What did he do that was wrong? I played the whole thing. What did he do that was wrong? Nothing. Nothing at all. In fact, he demonstrated great patience. Something that I work on. And I will never achieve excellence in that area. I'm quite sure. What did he do that was wrong? Why do these people come into another country and feel so entitled, think they are so entitled to lay down a law that is not the law in that country? You see the problem that we're having? I have to wonder if they were put up to it by the Chinese Communist Party. But the police, that woman seemed to take their side immediately. You can't say that. Really? Why? All right. Wow, man. We're in big trouble. Border jumpers. Cartel. Bringing in migrants. California.
folks. Come over here.
And a whole lot military-aged men coming in every day.
Ecuador, ¿a qué estado te diriges?
Queens.
Queens. ¿Y usted de dónde viene?
Ecuador.
¿A dónde vas? ¿Y usted? ¿De dónde viene?
Ecuador.
¿A dónde vas?
Nueva York.
¿Y usted de dónde viene?
Perú.
¿A dónde vas?
Washington.
¿Y tú?
Perú.
¿A dónde?
California.
¿Y tú?
A Nueva York.
¿De dónde?
Perú.
¿Y tú?
Perú.
¿De dónde? ¿A dónde?
Ohio.
¿Y tú?
Perú.
¿A
New
dónde?
Jersey.
Gracias.
New
¿Y usted?
Pakistan. Pakistan.
Pakistan. Where are you going?
Pennsylvania.
Thank you, sir. ¿Y usted?
Nueva York. Ecuador.
Gracias. ¿Y usted?
Colombia. A Chicago.
A Chicago. ¿Y usted?
Colombia. Minnesota.
¿Y tú?
Colombia.
¿A dónde?
Para Carolina del Sur.
Gracias. ¿Y usted?
India.
Where are you going?
India.
You're going to India?
No.
And where are you
Yes.
going?
Yes.
And where?
Georgia.
Georgia. Thank you, sir. You?
India. Going to New York.
Thank you. You?
India.
Where are you going?
New York.
Thank you, sir. You?
India.
Where are you going?
Sacramento.
Thank you, sir. You? Where are you going?
Texas.
Thank you, sir. You?
India.
Where are you going?
Indiana.
Thank you, sir.
I believe that they all
Ecuador.
got orders to end up in these places that they state they're going. All men looking quite healthy and not persecuted, right? But they're seeking asylum, and we're all paying for it.
Harassing people out here, so.
We just don't like the human trafficking that's going on that obviously Secretary Mayorkas and Joe Biden is being part of. This is human trafficking. It's what it is. You laugh at that?
No, I'm not. I'm just.
You don't think this is human trafficking?
I cannot.
What
I
happens
cannot
to
give you
all the
guys any
people
comments.
that,
I'm sorry. I can.
get
I can
kidnapped
give you
on the
guys the
way
number
over
to the
here?
PIO office.
Yeah,
That's
we've
all I
talked to
can.
PIO and
I know.
they
So
can't
I
say
can't
anything.
Harassing people out here, so.
We just don't like the human trafficking that's going
It's all over. If the gate or if the wall has not been, broken down or taken apart by the cartel, then the Border Patrol just opens the gate.
So they are at the gate right now, gate 36, El Paso, Texas, just crossed illegally, and there goes the gate opening up. That is Border Patrol right there. And they are going to be let into the country, processed, and released to a city near you. That is open borders.
And that's quite right. Quite right. Border Patrol or Uber. Yeah. Southern Arizona.
So they don't like this one here from what I'm getting. They're trying to get a picture here. They're giving the humanitarian workers rides out here.
I'll give the other door.
We get some rides, Bertie. There's
Oh, so this here is El Paso, Texas. Texas National Guard help facilitate illegal entry into the United States. So Texas Well, they're putting on quite the show in Eagle Pass that they are preventing the migrants from coming in. They're arresting all of the migrants. Why aren't they doing it in other places in Texas? That doesn't seem quite right.
There's National Guard there. Let's see what happens. Is he going to tell them to go back? Man, they watched for a long time. What we were told was going on is they were, let's see, that most of the entries here now are going just through the port of entry. The port of entry's letting them through. There's
Oh, wow, man. All right, Operation Lone Star. Here we go.
I am Staff Sergeant Zachary Chafee with the Air National Guard. I work with the M2S2 systems. That is the modular mobile surveillance system. So basically a more advanced version of the scope truck. It allows you to go ahead and see in thermals, daytime, magnify and zoom up to 20 miles. You can zoom in with both radar and camera systems. With the truck, it allows us a much more advanced camera and thermal, where you can see them in black hot, white hot, red, predator vision. Texas itself, the Texas National Guard is being a trailblazer, and using like new equipment to go ahead and monitor the border to make sure it's safe.
What a joke. Texans, are you buying this? Are you really buying it? Are you happy with your governor sending down the Texas National Guard, keeping the Border Patrol out? It's such a farce. It is such a farce. I've posted videos on just a little bit down from where the Texas National Guard are preventing all of these migrants from coming in. Well, I posted a video on actually the Texas National Guard allowing the migrants to come in. Hey, but a little while down, that's where they're all going to come in. But you got your radar systems to track people. That's what radar is about. It's not tracking the planes, it's tracking us. And this man has been looking for his son for a while. And he keeps, I'll post the link and you can listen to him, but he just keeps asking people, like, where's my son? Where's my son? And here, look at what's happening. This is a Walmart. And apparently, breaking news, NGOs appear to be using Walmart parking lots in Austin, Texas, to connect trafficked children with sponsors in the United States. Now, very soon after Biden came in, mainstream media reported on the Biden administration lifting the vetting requirements for all of these children. Wow. No vetting of sponsors for these children. And again, it doesn't matter. You know, you can talk until the end of your life about everything that is going on, and it doesn't seem to raise the blood pressure of Americans at all. These are children. These are children, man. Wow. Something's wrong with us. Something's very wrong with us. Migrants in New York City are reportedly leaving pee in cups on people's doorsteps as the migrant crisis continues to spiral out of control. Wow, I've never seen Thompson Square quite like that. And here, this woman, I am on the side of humanity, not the United Nations. This is a world-defining moment. You must pick a side. But a whole lot are just sitting on the fence, watching.
Okay, we are as far south as you can go on the Pan American Highway here, and this is actually the site in which they're building a bridge to connect the southern part of the continental area here across the river Chucanacra, Rio Chucanacra. This is this road here that connects over this river here in Panama will actually get you all the way into South America. So this is how, in fact, they intend to connect South America to North America. So we're standing on the North American side of this, albeit we're still in Panama. Once they connect this bridge over this river, this, in fact, will increase the wealth transfer, the human migration, and, of course, the change of culture and landscape exponentially. And again, this is being funded and paid for by the Panamanian government. But there's a lot of other non-governmental organization financial influence down here as well that is facilitating this complete homogenization of civilization.
The other side of this river is so this is Yavisa in the eastern part of Panama. It's as far south as you can go from North America driving. That's because of the Chucunaco River right there, but you can see here that's very soon going to change because they're building a big bridge across this river. Out there is the Darien Gap, and there's never been a road through the Darien Gap because it's some of the most extreme topography on the planet. There's a swamp the size of Delaware in there, and they've always decided that it was better not to try to build a road across it because up until recently it wasn't even possible, but also because it's a barrier that keeps diseases like hoof and mouth disease, things like that, from traveling north out of South America into Central and North America. And so it looks like that's about to change, and it'll be interesting to see how far they go with this new bridge.
So you can guarantee that we're going to have an awful lot more coming in. Awful lot more coming in. And Jamie Dimon, man, oh man, yeah, JP Morgan, CEO, if you do not control the borders, you are going to destroy our country. Oh, Jamie, I know how much you care about the sovereignty of the United States. Not.
We are screwing up tons of other things, including immigration, but life isn't either or. So, you can't say, well, we'll do this and do that. You're dealt the hand you're dealt, and you got to deal with it. And so we should be very clear about helping the lower income population. No country, every country's got to control the borders, and we have to.
And he has a smirk on his face when he says it. But yeah, you have to help those lower income people that he really cares about.
control the borders, and so they're all important.
Would you take the deal that the Republicans have put on the table, though, which is we want this border immigration policy as we've laid out, and then we'll fund the rest? Would you rather take that than neither?
I have not read that deal in total, but I probably would take it. Yeah. We have to control the borders. We need more merit-based immigration. We need more seasonal immigration. We need more. We need DACA have a place here. We need a path to citizenship. If you do not control the borders, you are going to destroy our country. And so I think the people who think that somehow this is okay, so now they're sending the migrants into New York and stuff like that. So all of my super liberal friends, now they realize what a problem is. Did it have to be that? That we realize it. So we want to have a big heart for the world, but we have to.
Oh wow! No, I'm sorry. Sorry, Jamie. And your smile as you're saying it. Border Karen strikes again. This is 15 minutes, and wow, man, people are out of their minds. They are truly out of their minds. And yeah, this woman really is out of her mind.
Where are you from? Vietnam. Where are you going? What city?
By the way, this is California.
California, Los Angeles, Florida. Where in Florida? Miami?
You got a problem with consent, son. What do you know about consent? Just like because yeah, turn around. Turn around. What do you know about consent? What do you know about consent? None of these people consent to what you're doing. Turn around. Turn around.
They seemed absolutely fine with it. They were waving at him. They were fine. But really? Wow. Public space. And she doesn't know that it's perfectly fine to film in a public space. Oh, but she's for the agenda. She's for the destruction of our country. So she's got a lot to say about it.
Right here.
Goody, goody, goody. Việt Nam.
Don't touch my phone, lady.
You do not have my consent to take my photograph.
Come get away from me, lady.
You do not have my consent to take my
Lady,
photograph.
you're committing a crime.
This is
touch
not
my
illegal.
phone.
I have
You
not
did touch
touched
my phone.
You do not have my consent to take my
Lady,
photograph.
please leave me alone.
Please leave us alone.
Please leave me alone,
This
lady.
is my
You've already
home.
committed a crime.
You are not welcome.
You already committed a
I
crime.
don't commit crimes.
You just hit
You
my
do
phone.
not have consent.
You just hit my phone.
You do not have consent.
Please.
I did not hit your phone.
I'm leaving your area. Get out of my space.
Get out of my neighborhood. Get off my
Don't
mountain.
touch my phone, lady.
Get off my mountain.
Don't touch my phone. Don't touch my phone. Don't touch my phone. Lady. 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 Please.
Nope.
Lady, please.
You don't know about consent, son?
Lady,
When a
lady,
lady
I'm trying
says
to walk.
no,
Lady,
you don't
lady,
know
I'm
you
walking
know.
away from you. Lady, I'm
Nope.
walking away
Nope.
from you. Lady, what are you doing, lady?
I
Stop.
want you to
Just stop.
Leave.
Just stop.
Leave.
Ladies, just stop.
You stop.
Stop. I'm leaving, lady. I'm leaving.
Good, go. You do not have consent.
Lady, stop.
You do not have consent.
Stop.
You do not have consent.
Lady, stop.
These are children.
Stop.
You do
Lady.
not have consent.
Lady, stop.
You stop. You do not have consent. What do you know about consent, man? What do you know about consent, man? You do not have consent to photograph these children. You're photographing children without consent. No consent. No consent. You don't have these agents' consent.
Listen,
You
don't
have
push
my
into me, lady.
I
Push.
did not touch you.
Don't.
I think she's part of the warm leatherette. The warm leatherette. Grace Jones. Yeah, well, this goes on and on. Did I put the link in? It's pretty amazing how people behave now. It is pretty frightening. And these people who are for the agenda, maybe working for the NGOs, who the hell knows, getting their money from, this illegal invasion that is taking place in our country, are truly out of their minds. It is, and that goes on, there's a couple of minutes where there's nothing happening. Then she comes back, starts screaming, "Get off my mountain. My mountain." They're so flippin' entitled. It's not her mountain, but she claims it's her mountain. Do you think we'll ever get anywhere? No, I don't. Because on the whole, most Americans are out of their minds. Whether they're liberal, conservative, Republican, Democrat. Yeah. We didn't put too much emphasis on maturing, growing, doing that work on ourself, spiritual development, all of that. That what was important was material success. That's where we went wrong. Hello from New York. Hello, meet Amy Pope, an Obama acolyte who heads the United Nations nefarious IOM. I think it's the International Office for Migration that is funding and coordinating the illegal alien invasion of America. She is a traitor by violating U.S. immigration law and the Constitution. Yes, she called migration not a problem, but a tool to unlock human potential to advance economic development.
Hello from New York. I'm here representing IOM on our delegation to the 78th United Nations General Assembly High-Level Week. Over the next 5 days, I will meet with fellow world leaders gathered here to address a wide array of global challenges. At IOM, we're focused on the challenges and the opportunities of human mobility. We'll be working with our member states, the private sector, and other partners to help stakeholders around the world harness the power of migration. We're developing bold, proactive solutions to build resilience in vulnerable communities against climate change, conflict, and other drivers of migration. We envision a world where fewer people are forced to migrate. And for those who do migrate, we're working to expand legal pathways to make sure all stakeholders reap the full benefits of migration. The countries of destination, the countries of origin, and of course, the migrants themselves.
How can anyone listen to her and not realize that these people are not fleeing persecution? They're not fleeing their war-torn countries. They're not even fleeing climate change. It's purposeful, and it will destroy all of us in Western countries. It's an invasion. It's the New World Order. You're such a conspiracy theorist. Are you off your meds again? What are we doing? Pierre Emile, an illegal from Haiti. He was arrested for raping a developmentally disabled person. He was released right away because Boston is a sanctuary jurisdiction and they refuse to work with ICE and detain him. Yeah. Okay. And here, a man was stabbed in the back outside a migrant reprocessing center on the Lower East Side early Sunday. Just the latest violence around the city's asylum seeker sites. And those are all migrants. Here, mother sues government over daughter's rape, death by suspected gang member.
Is suing the Department of Homeland Security for $100 million after a suspected gang member who crossed into the U.S. illegally brutally raped and murdered her daughter. Kayla Hamilton was strangled with a phone cord in July of 2022, days after her 20th birthday. She had autism. Now her mother says if the federal government had properly screened the suspect, they would have realized he was a known member of the infamous MS-13 gang, which would have prevented him from coming into the U.S., and her daughter would still be alive. We are joined now by the victim's mother, Tammy Nobles, and her attorney, Brian Claypool. Thank you both for joining us. Tammy, I'm so sorry for your loss. And I know that you have said that this could have been anyone's daughter. What do you want every American to know?
I want everyone to know what is going on at the border. I had no clue what was going on before my daughter was brutally murdered and raped, but I do now. And I found the story is just so mind-boggling on how nobody at the border did their job and checked his background. All they had to do was make one phone call to El Salvador to know that he was an MS-13 gang member on the list. And it's just crazy how he got from Texas all the way to Maryland to being in the same trailer as my daughter.
Yeah. Tammy, how are you doing? How does your family survive something like this?
The only thing that I can come up with is that it's God is helping me along this path. Nights are really bad. You're just left with your thoughts. I try not to think about what Kayla went through that day, what she was thinking in those last minutes of her life. You can't go down that road because it will just break you. And I know when we have court on June 28th, it's the trial. It's going to be really, really difficult to see pictures and hear. But I want to know what happened to her. I want to know, a lot more than I do now.
Brian, from the...
I can't imagine. I can't imagine. MS-13 is all over the country. MS-13 is known to be the most violent gang of all of the gangs in the world. They're all over our country. And she's not the only, her daughter is not the only victim of MS-13. There were a lot of rapes and murders on Long Island, New York. So, it's an issue, Americans. It's a big issue here. New York City neighborhood turned into a giant toilet as migrants litter park with poop, leave cups of urine on doorsteps. Oh, man. Wow. Most of them want to pee in plastic cups rather than the ground, and they then leave them on people's doorsteps. Longtime resident Garrett Russo, 64, who said he spotted a dozen cups filled with urine. The southeastern part of the park was also littered with spilled food, plastic containers. I've cut this part of the park out of my daily walk because of the filth. There's several thousand people coming to this end of the park with no place to use the bathroom. And look at the bathroom. Wow. Hell. If they're going to bring them here, the city should have some sanitation people here. Cops are here. So, big effing deal. This is our life now. You know, government's not going to step in and do anything, help you. Services are being cut for the residents of cities so that more money can go to the illegal migrants, and we are allowing it. Oh, we can have our feelings about it, and I can shout about it, and you can get all whatever you feel about it, but that's not going to stop it. We're allowing it. We're allowing the destruction of our own life. Now that means a whole lot of people are demoralized. Can't even protect themselves. Here, migrants stand off with Texas authorities amid clashes over the border, yada, yada, yada.
We're turning now to a developing situation at the border. New video here this morning shows a standoff between migrants and Texas state officials in Eagle Pass. Now, just 3 days ago, Texas authorities arrested migrants at Shelby Park and charged them with criminal trespassing, marking the first arrest of migrants since the state took control of that area last week. Now, single adult migrant men and women were taken into custody, state custody that is, while migrant families and children were transferred to U.S. Border Patrol. Governor Greg Abbott has yet to comment on this developing situation. He is heading overseas to India this week for an economic development mission.
Really? Well, I'd say the border is far more important right now. And what is happening with those migrants that you've taken into custody? Are you deporting them? Handing them to Border Patrol? Released? I think this is a big show. And here in the UK, wow. Now that takes a special kind of entitlement to do that, right? Right? Yes. Immigrant spits in the face of a Christian priest.
Depuis quelques semaines, les commerçants musulmans ont envahi l'église Saint-Michel pour vendre leurs camelotes. Donc, le curé a décidé, à la fin de chaque messe, de bénir les marchands du temple et le parvis envahi. Voilà, c'est une façon de dernier chrétien de résister à l'invasion. Au grand remplacement.
Wow. Wow. It's pretty intense what is happening, huh? This is France. Okay, well, yeah, I have some more crazy for you. Just to go through it quickly.
Well, I'm a women's boxer now. Did you hear the good news? USA Boxing just announced that men can box in the women's division. That's right. I can just punch women in the face now and everyone's all right with it. Well, not just any man can compete in the women's division. Only men who lack the mental stability to not understand what their actual gender is. Like me. Because if you're going to have men committing violence against women, I think mentally unstable men are the safest ones to do it. I've been boxing for 20 years now. I took it up when I was a kid. Oh, I should also tell you, I'm a woman now too. I took that up last week. USA Boxing says the purpose of this policy is to promote fairness and safety for all boxers. Thank you, USA Boxing. I do need more safety and fairness in my women's sporting endeavors. Well.
Yeah. Okay, I am going to link below to this because I can't play it. I hope you watch it. I hope you listen to it. 7 minutes, okay? I really hope that you listen and that you circulate this far and wide. Conversation between a father and right here. Okay? That's all I can say. And this guy. I like the white rabbit. Yeah.
In the end, you need the data. You need to know who's been vaccinated and who hasn't been. Some of the vaccines that will come on down the line will be multiple. There'll be multiple shots. So you've got to have, for reasons to do with the healthcare more generally, but certainly for a pandemic or for vaccines.
Who the fuck are you, Tony Blair? You're not Prime Minister of anywhere anymore. The WTF is not an elected forum or organization. No one elected for global corporations to decide on our future. No, democracy dictates that our elected leaders, not selected, elected leaders decide. And who the fuck are you to tell people that down the track, they're going to have to get multiple...
Let me just skip over that portion where she is talking something that can't be on YouTube.
The Bidens, none of the corrupt family members. And you're telling us that, well, we need to know who's been vaccinated. We don't know. We don't know anything. You sit there holier than thou, like you have the right to dictate and decide about people's futures, breaking human rights laws, breaking biological and chemical weapons treaties, breaking privacy laws, stamping all over our bodily autonomy. Who are you to say we need to know who's been vaccinated? We don't know anything about your healthcare decisions, and we never will, and therefore you can fuck right off.
Quite clear, to the point, straightforward. And here, this morning, the Ukrainian army, funded, trained, and directed by NATO, bombed a civilian market in Donbass. Wow. 13 innocent people murdered and 10 seriously injured.
Давай, наверное, домой ехать. Давай. Бля, прямо в рынок. Оп, обратно.
Great, huh? And Americans obviously are happy that we're sending billions and billions and billions to Ukraine to kill innocent people. Oh, yeah. And how about the billions? Israel. Yeah! Israel has now killed 12,660 Palestinian children. Oof. Killed 32,246. That's the 12,660 children, 6,860 women, 29,720 civilians. Injured, 62,634. Journalists killed, 115. Displaced, 1,955,000 people. Completely destroyed homes, 72,440. Partially destroyed homes, 190,250. Destroyed, damaged press headquarters, 169. Damaged schools, 326. Destroyed industrial facilities, 1,690. Damaged mosques, 247. Damaged churches, 3 healthcare professionals, 657. 301 killed, 356 injured. Healthcare facilities, 24 hospitals destroyed, 62 clinics, 127 ambulances destroyed. Heritage sites, 199. Civil defense workers, 167. 127 injured, 41 killed. Detainees forcibly disappeared, 2,350. And what is amazing is, and I agree with seeing people say this on Twitter, 12,660 children dead. And still the world is screaming, stop it, stop it, stop it. But it continues and continues and continues. It would stop in a heartbeat if America stepped in to stop it. But that won't happen. What the hell, man? It's so... Here, protesters in Tel Aviv and Barcelona, Berlin, call for Gaza war ceasefire, early polls in Israel, they want Netanyahu gone. When you need to have hundreds of protests just to tell the world that bombing children is not okay, that is when you know that humanity has failed. Yeah. Yeah. And then here, okay, to the American politicians, if you don't have the cojones to stand up to the corrupt lobby Israeli machine, we will unseat you in November. You can listen to this, but anybody who thinks voting is going to change anything is very naive. Very naive. And here, the Freedom Convoy, everything, and I think it's known by most Canadians. Trudeau, certainly the liberal politicians, lying through their teeth about that trucker convoy. But everybody needs to come out. When evil literally has a stranglehold on the population, everybody has to fight back against that evil.
Small fringe minority of people who are on their way to Ottawa or who are holding unacceptable views.
Thank you for the question. Mr. Chair, as I mentioned in my opening comments, our records here at GoFundMe show that 88% of donated funds to the Freedom Convoy campaign originated in Canada, and 86% of the donors were from Canada. That information is based on the best information that we have available.
Yes or no, Interim Chief, were loaded firearms found in the trucks during the protest clearing operation? Yes or
so
no?
As I indicated, Mr. Chair, there has been no charges laid to date in relation to weapons at the occupation site.
It's just a clear question, Interim Chief. Like, were weapons found? Like, were loaded firearms found? Yes or no?
So, in relation to no, not okay. To relating to any charges to this point.
Ms. Wolford might know the largest donation that we took on the campaign from a non-Canadian source.
Actually, thank you, Juan, and thank you for the question. Mr. Chair, what I would say is actually the largest donation in this campaign was from a Canadian, and it was in the amount of $30,000.
It took a couple of months, but we're finally where we are now, at which point the Ottawa police have said they do not have any evidence that this was connected to the convoy. They've charged someone, nothing to do with the convoy, nothing to do with truckers. He wasn't protesting vaccine mandates. What his motivation was, I don't know. But I do know that all of the people that tried to pin this on the truckers lied. And you know what? When I look around, I have not seen a lot of apologies.
FinTrack was before our committee, and they had some interesting testimony where they said that the flows of the money into crowdfunding and into the protest, that they did not see any evidence of terrorist activity. Did you see any evidence of terrorist activity in the funding of these illegal protests and blockades?
I have not.
If you've never been to Ottawa before, you might not know what all these statues mean. You might not understand what they are and how important they are. Fearing the media, all of a sudden getting upset and getting worked up over wanting to protect our statue. Give me a break. Give me a break. We all know exactly where you stand, where you were over the last 2 years when we've seen countless statues getting torn down in this country.
As a law enforcement agency with primacy for national security, did you ask the government or representatives for the invocation of the Emergencies Act?
No, there was never a question of requesting the Emergency Act. There was a question.
Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt, but I'm sorry. So you never asked for it. Do you know of any other police leadership that asked specifically the government for the invocation?
No, we actually reached out to various police agencies when there was talk about some of the authorities within that they were proposing, and of course we were consulted.
So we were involved in conversations with our partners and with the political ministries. We didn't make a direct request for the Emergencies Act.
It was only after we got advice from law enforcement that we invoked the Emergencies Act.
All the lies that the government told about the trucker convoy have been exposed over and over again. Where are the people? Same thing with Americans. We're really that demoralized. We have no self-respect. Collectively, I'm speaking. We have no self-respect for ourselves to demand better than what we have. Really. That's frightening. Shock report. Okay, another. In a federal court in Atlanta, Georgia, a man testifying showed that he was able to hack a Dominion voting tabulator in front of U.S. District Judge Amy Totenberg using only a pen to change vote totals. Hello. I posted on Dominion years ago. A whole lot of people were posting on Dominion how easy it is to change the votes. But Americans are still walking around thinking their vote counts. And this is, you see these fashion shows, you know that it's got to be that people are being made fun of.
Le défilé Rick Cohen, c'était incroyable, c'était chez lui, et chez lui, c'est les anciens bureaux de François Mitterrand avant qu'il aille à l'Élysée. Alors il y avait ces bottes gonflables très spectaculaires et ces cocons qui sont une réaction à l'hyperviolence du monde, des cocons où se réfugier, où se sentir enfin bien. Le défilé ne parlait que de ça, de la violence du monde. Et qu'est-ce qui se passe quand on se transforme? On devient un papillon avec une doudoune Anubis parce qu'on est un dieu égyptien. Le défilé Rick...
Do we ever see people actually walking down the street with these things on? No, we don't. All right, look, man. I'm going to put the link in, but I'm going to keep it open for tomorrow. Mark Passio's live today. Says a lot of, things that everybody needs to hear. Whether or not you choose to click on the link and listen, that's your choice. But, we've got a problem, and the problem is not just in the willfully ignorant masses, but the awake crowd. And more people are being destroyed. I can see it. I've witnessed it. The self-centeredness, the undeveloped children of the awake. It is pretty frightening. So, I might be ending every one of my lives with, I'm really struggling. I desperately need to get out of here. And please don't send off just, apartments from Zillow or wherever, because I don't have the income that shows 3 times the amount of these rents. Don't send off, how there are housing subsidies or whatever. You need to be in the state, and a whole lot of states, you need to be in the state for a period of time to get any kind of housing from HUD. It's a federal program, but the states administer them. And the waiting lists, do you know how long they are? If there's a 3 or 4 year waiting list in a state, that's a short period. So, what I really need, and I'm pissed also because of what the subscribers have done, and I'm just not, I don't know what is going on with me, but I can't get the head, the brain working to post on other stuff that has been happening. But I will tell you, subscribers have screwed me. The guy in Georgia. I could have used him as a reference. Well, I'm going to have to go into details, so forget it. But, yeah. The craziness that I've been experiencing with awake people has been pretty intense. What I've experienced here has been really intense. I've got to speak the details because you're not going to understand. And yeah, everybody just goes into presumptions. But, what has happened to me, for those who know, who have been subscribers for a while, from South Carolina to Montana to Maine to Georgia, Arizona, Tennessee, It's been, who could possibly believe that because of all of these experiences that I've had, that I'm not at fault? And I've said this many times, you know, if I were following somebody and they were having all of these experiences, but I didn't know them in real life, I'd have difficulty believing that they weren't at fault for the numerous things that have gone on. That has put me in a very dangerous circumstance. Because if you start doing all of this stuff, people lose trust in me. That doesn't sit well with me. So, and I do want to thank the subscribers who have offered a room in their house, basement, whatever, because it meant that they trusted me enough to open up their home. But because of all of these experiences, I've been having great difficulty trusting, and nothing to do with the people who have offered. And because I have gone down so in living here, I have to think, man, you shot yourself in the foot when you said no. You know, hell, I just want to be in a regular home, regular house, closet. Yeah. Killer Drums, stop with the same comments that you make. Stop it. Stop. You keep leaving these same comments that I have to rent a room and rebuild myself. Jesus. That's not doable. Due to a number of reasons. So it gets very frustrating. You know, I don't know anybody else who has... Oh, Bookend, you're still limping. I saw him limping over. Bookend is not my cat. Bookend is somebody else's cat here. Bookend was abandoned for 2 months while his owner decided to go to Florida. And I was looking all over, you know, for Bookend's owner, and I just thought that he was abandoned. He did have a collar on, the woman's back from Florida, and he had a collar on for a couple of weeks. His collar's gone. He's walking on 3 legs. What concerns me is my eyesight is really going. But I took a flashlight, I was looking at his leg. He doesn't want me to touch it because it's obviously sore. But I think he got into a fight. And, but where is his owner? You know, am I going to have to take him to the vet? I'm so tired of these irresponsible Americans who just don't give a shit. And then those people who are responsible, the burden on them gets mighty. So, you're not living it, Killer Drums. You're not living it. You have no clue what you are even suggesting. Okay? So stop, please. Anyway. Yeah, what am I supposed to just rent a room from someone, anyone, And yeah, hope that really works out. That's going to, I'm going to rebuild myself. I won't be stressed living with a complete stranger. Will I be able to actually continue what I've been doing in a complete stranger's home? You know, I'm all right. Look, I knew after Anderson that I was screwed, and I'm screwed. So, oh well, who cares? Americans, this is the life. This is the fucking life. What are you doing now? What am I doing now? Killer Drums, I'm done with what am I doing now? I'm living in a motorhome, alone. All right. You guys, stay safe. A whole lot is happening. And a whole lot is going to continue happening. Live honestly, you speak honestly, establish yourself as a trustworthy human being. If you're not doing that, what are you doing? What the hell are you doing? That's very important. Help those in your community. Extend yourself. Help the animal shelters. Help the shelters. Help people. You know, if you have friends, you have family that you know are hurting, help them. Reach out to them. You know, that is our job. And it certainly is. Killer Drums, knock it off. You know, this is really, thank you for showing up. Hope to see you tomorrow. Good night. Good luck.